Oh, hello. It's Jeremy, your friendly neighborhood physical therapist at Superior Physical Therapy in the Rockies. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if that's the Rockies or not. I'm actually at our Pocatello clinic next to Gold's Gym. Today I wanted to talk about something that I love treating. I found a lot of good success with this in many patients, but it's something not very fun to deal with if you have it, and that is plantar fasciitis. First, let's talk about what plantar fasciitis is. Well, it's an irritation or inflammation of the plantar fascia. The plantar fascia, if we got my leg here, I stole from someone, is a layer of connective tissue that comes on the bottom of your foot. It helps support your arch, and it goes from the medial process of our calcaneus, or our heel, up into the toes. And this can be irritated with a lot of different factors, such as weight gain, either sudden or over time, overpronation of the foot, basically meaning our foot turns out too much when we walk and that arch collapses too much. Also, poor support, such as poor footwear without an arch support, or going barefoot at home. A lot of people talk to me about going barefoot a lot at home, which leads to more collapse of that arch. Another thing that can cause a problem is a tight Achilles tendon. So tight muscles in your calf, your gastroc and your soleus muscles being too tight, and that continuation of the Achilles tendon running into the plantar fascia can be tight as well and become stretched with every step that you take. So I want to go over a few things that I like to do intervention-wise that help with this. First thing I like to do is stretch. Now, a lot of people, I'm sure, have seen self-stretches on the internet that they've tried and attempted without maybe much success. So I want to go and show a few of those to you. So, two stretches I want to go over. The first one is to stretch that higher up muscle, the gastrocnemius muscle. The way that we can do that is with a runner stretch. So I'll find any wall, and if we're going to stretch my right leg, that's the leg that I want to be back behind me. You lean up into a wall and you keep that back leg straight. Your heel stays on the ground. If your heel comes off, you're not really doing a stretch. So holding this stretch for about 30 seconds. Once you get down to 30 seconds, shake it out, go back to it. And I would do this at least 3 times twice a day. Usually morning and night is when I would do these. The second stretch is for the lower muscle, your soleus muscle. Similar setup, we're going to stand here, but we might bring that foot forward just a little bit more. And then instead of keeping this back leg straight, I want you to bend at the knee. My heel's staying on the ground, so I still get a good stretch. But now I feel that stretch a little lower and deeper in this area. Again, I would hold that for 30 seconds and do that 3 times, twice a day. Now, you can make this easier or harder depending on how you position your feet. The further back you go, the more of a stretch you're going to have. The closer up, the less of a stretch you'll have. But depending on your tolerance, you might want to start a little bit closer or a little bit further depending on who you are. Next intervention I want to go over are some heel raises. Heel raises are really good for strengthening many of the muscles in our calves, including the posterior tibialis muscle, which is one of the supports of the foot arch. So heel raises I like to do, if you can, off a stair. So going down and getting a stretch and then coming up onto the toes, and you really want to work your whole range of motion, what you have available, and going down again. Now, if you want to try to bias that posterior tibialis muscle just a little bit more, what you can do is instead of going straight up on the toes, you can try to emphasize going on the little toe a little bit more. And that should get more of that arch support muscle, more than just straight on your toes would. Secondly, another exercise is an eccentric step down. So studies have shown that eccentric exercises are really good for working on tendonitis issues or inflammation of tissues. So with this exercise, what you're going to do, if we're working my right leg again, you're going to slowly step down off of a stair onto the heel. And you turn around, go up the stair, slow and controlled on the way down. And the way you can make this more difficult is increasing the height of the step and going even slower. Again, here it is one more time. down nice and easy. So again, the heel has to stay on the back of the step as much as you can. Now at home, if you don't have one of these fancy steps, you can just use stairs or the edge of a curb or anything similar. At home, I would do this on a step and just do repetitions like this, keeping that heel on the ground. Now, a study that I talked about earlier said that 3 sets of 15 was usually what they would do in order to get the most benefit out of eccentric exercises. You can do what many patients have done, is get a water bottle, an old one, fill it with water, put it in your freezer, and then once it's all frozen, you take the water bottle, put it under your foot, and roll your foot back and forth on there. That should give you some pain relief as well. Other things that we found to be quite effective are dry needling, where we go in and we stimulate some of the calf muscles to help them relax. We find trigger points or tight areas of the muscles that can be relaxed with some dry needling. Also, we can do some instrument-assisted soft tissue massage to the plantar fascia, the Achilles, and other calf musculature. So, we'd love to help you out with this. If this video doesn't help you enough and you need some hands-on work, please come down and see us. We'd love to have you in here. But that's what we know about plantar fasciitis. Thanks for watching the video, and we hope to see you soon.